next listener on the line is Jennifer. Jennifer McCreath on the line from St. John's. Hi, Jennifer.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Full disclosure, for context for your listeners, I'm Jennifer McCreath. I'm a 41-year-old transgender woman living in St. John's. And by the way, I'm also a Strength and Democracy candidate in the next federal election for the riding of Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoying the show.
Thank you.
I guess 2 quick points I'd like to make and get some feedback from your guests who are doing a great job as well. I've loved the history lesson about all this overcoming challenges, but I guess a gentle reminder that even in 2015 that the trans part of that LGBT acronym, we're still facing those challenges today. We're still getting fired from our jobs when we come out as trans. We're being denied proper access to health care by our provincial governments. And there's still a lot of work to be done with regards to trans acceptance. And I think there's a lot of education work even within the LGBTQ community for that. Secondly, regional prides across the province. Gander is raising a pride flag today at City Hall. And next week on the 28th, Grand Falls Windsor is going to have a pride event. And again, it's like going back in time. The turnouts to these prides from last year were very small. I think there's a lot of people that live out in the regions that may be too afraid to come out. And we need to find a way to make sure that people all over the province can feel comfortable being out. And I think the pride parades are growing to the point where you're not necessarily going to be labeled one way or the other for being there. And it's great to see so many allies and organizations demonstrating support.
Okay, Jennifer, I was hoping my guest could touch on your first point about there's still work to do within the community itself. Let's go with Perin. Do you want to chime in on that first?
Yeah. Hi, Jen. It's nice to hear from you. And basically, I totally agree with Jennifer on this point because I am actually moving to Ontario so that I can basically become a citizen and exploit their healthcare system because I can't get that kind of healthcare here. And I just happen to have family there that I can stay with and they can take care of me while I have surgery. On the other hand...
Now, in Ontario, it's covered under their, I'll call it MCP, but...
their version of MCP is covered.
It's a lot easier to get things covered, plus their coverage is more inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and by inclusive, Jennifer, what do you mean?
First of all, Newfoundlanders cannot find government funding for surgery unless they go to a clinic in Toronto called CAMH. There's absolutely no reason to be sending trans people out of province for assessment.
On their own dime.
Yeah, we got doctors here. I've worked with doctors here who've helped me through my transition the past 8 years. But because of that, I've been forced to pay money out of my own pocket. Secondly, there's a variety of different types of surgeries, depending on whether you're a trans man or trans woman. One particular surgery that's not covered in Newfoundland is the top surgery for trans men. And it's a shame because you see a lot of fundraising ventures out there. I mean, they need to take a look at, I think British Columbia has the best all-inclusive, they have a full list of, this is what we cover. Where Newfoundland, they've got a list, we cover this, and then here's what we don't cover. And the list is just it's brutal what they are not covering, even though this is a recognized medical condition that has been signed off by doctors, American Physician Association, and whatnot. And it's time for Newfoundland to get up with the times. They also will refuse to send us to clinics in Canada, but they'll ship us over to Thailand, and that's also not necessary.
Perin, so you have to, you're moving away.
Yeah.
To get the procedures done.
Yeah, and I picked Ontario mostly because they do have a pretty inclusive program. And also I have like a place to stay and family to take care of me while I have the surgery because, you need someone to take care of me for like a month or two, feed you soup and whatnot. I would also like to point out that yesterday we did have a win though with Kyra Reese. She basically got it in our provincial court, I believe, that transgender people can get the gender markers on their IDs changed without having to, prove it, basically.